Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about credit cards and why I believe that they're the cigarette of the financial industry. The number one thing and reason why I choose not to have a credit card or use my debit card versus cash is that there's this extreme higher level of and chance of identity theft and tracking. When we use cash at the store or stores, no one can track that. No one can tell what you're purchasing. Therefore, they can't market to you to purchase more of that item or items that are related. Think about Amazon. When you've ordered something, what does the bottom say? Or when do you get emails and all this stuff? People like this bought this, and it's all related, right? It's all what marketing is about. And I have had my identity stolen, but not since I stopped using a credit card. Now, it is possible to still do it with a debit card, but when you use cash as much as possible, you reduce that dramatically. And believe me, going through and having your identity stolen is no fun for anyone. Now, we all get pitched on credit cards. What's the best credit card out there? What's the most I can get from my airline points, or I can get cash back? There's all this marketing on there. I mean, it is a $1 billion industry. Why do you think they spend so much money on marketing? Because they are making money off of you. There is a reason why every single bank in every city around the world is bigger than your house. Think about it. Any place you ever fly into, any place you ever visited, who has the biggest buildings? Banks and insurance companies. Because they are making money off of everybody that has a credit card. Why do I know this? Well, one, I'm very passionate about the subject, but I used to be one of those people that gave them money. That's right. I had a credit card at one point. It was over 15 years ago, and I will never go back. So let's talk about why some of those reasons are when it comes to why I'm so passionate about getting rid of your credit card. For me, and the majority of people that have one, they do not pay it off every single month. I used to be one of those people that said, I got nothing to worry about. I'm never going to spend what I don't have in my bank account because I want to pay it off every month and I don't want to pay interest. Well, this worked until it didn't. Got to be honest with yourself. Have you ever missed one payment? Were you late by a couple days and they charged you $20? It's only $20. Why not? Be honest with yourself and admit that the majority of people with credit cards carry a balance over every single month. Why do you think the U.S. credit card debt just passed $1 trillion? Yes, trillion with a T. Because there's so many people out there that think they're going to pay it off every month, so they don't. Their car breaks down. Their kid goes to school and they get in an accident. One of their kids needs braces. Somebody breaks an arm. Or maybe Christmas came up, it snuck up on them in December, and they wanted to put all these Christmas presents on their credit card. What's the problem with that? Another thing is we spend more with plastic than we do with cash. Now, this could go for a credit card or a debit card, but we spend more. There's been studies done where they put pain sensors on the brain, and someone spends with cash, they get illuminated, right? It's a trade. They've actually lost something. Let's give an example. I go in and I want to buy a meal. I want to buy lunch one day, and I hand over a $20 bill, and they hand me back $5. Well, that exchange cost me $15. Right? There's a sense of loss. That's why those pain sensors went off in the brain. It's a sense of loss. It's an exchange. Let's take that same example, but you use plastic, right? Debit card or credit card, but you use plastic. Lunch costs $20. You give them the plastic card, or you tap it, or however you pay with it, and some don't even know how much it costs. They just tap it. They just give it. It was $15, same example. But there's no exchange. The pain sensors, the example here that I'm saying that they registered and they did studies on, nothing happened. Nothing went off in the brain because there's no sense of loss. You use the plastic card, you get the plastic card back, and you get your food. So you haven't lost anything, right? But because the studies show that the pain sensors in the brain don't go off, it's as if you are brain dead, right? Don't use plastic. You spend more versus cash. Don't believe me? Try it. Try it for a period of time. If it's 4 weeks, 4 months, or 4 years, you'll figure out that in your own human behavior, you'll realize that you spend a lot less when you use cash. Now, if you're like me as well, and you have the excuse of whenever I have cash, I just spend it because it's just there. I want to spend it, right? Ever heard the term of it's burning a hole in my pocket? Well, I did this. And the reason I did this, just like you may, is I was spending all the cash, but I had plastic as a backup. Great example. I was in my 20s and I'd go out. I set myself a budget of $90 for the evening, right? That includes food and drinks and whatever. I went out with friends. So I would go out with the $90 in cash, my license, and my debit card. Well, we have a great dinner. We decided to go out and have some drinks. And then I get down to my last $10. And I realized, man, that girl's cute. I want to buy her a drink. But I only have enough to buy her a drink or me a drink. Either way, it doesn't look good, right? It looks weird, right? If I bought her a drink and not me. Or if I bought my own drink and not her. Because I'm trying to have a chat. So what did I do? Well, remember, I had the $90, my license, and my debit card. I just went to the ATM and got out another $90. It wasn't working because I had the cash budget, but I had the plastic backup. So once I realized this, the only way that I could create and change my human behavior out of the same situation later was I went out with $90 and my license. I left my debit card at home. Same situation. Last $10, she's cute. Well, I still got to get home at night. Nobody got a drink. All right? So same situation, but I had to change that. And now I can walk around with cash, debit card, license. I can walk around with anything because I've created that new habit. I didn't even have enough self-discipline to tell myself no at the time, especially when you got a nice little buzz at 1 a.m. in the morning, So even me, I've gotten caught out with it. So what steps that you need to put in place to stop doing that? Now, I talked about the credit card being the cigarette of the financial world. Well, if you know or were a former smoker and you carry a cigarette pack around with you, well, what's going to happen? Well, at some point, you're going to get stressed out or you want one, you crave a cigarette, the nicotine, whatever it is for you. You are going to make the decision to pull out a cigarette and have it. So what stop gaps do you need to make? Get rid of the cigarettes. Leave them at home. Don't buy them. Throw them away. Whatever works for you. And keep trying things until you find what does work. Now translate that to the credit card, an example. Cut it up. Get rid of it. Do not carry it around. Remember, for me, I had to leave my debit card at home. Physically leave it at home. And my credit card from 15 years ago, I had to cut up and cancel it. Because I didn't have the self-discipline to not use it. So I just got rid of it. So I inspire you, I challenge you to cut up and cancel your credit card. It's going to be in your best interest. Comment below. Let us know what you think about this YouTube video or podcast, however you're hearing this. I'd love to hear what you've been sold to, what works and what doesn't work when it comes to switching from plastic to cash.